There is a photograph from 1987 in which almost nothing happens. A woman in a blue dress leans slightly forward and shakes a seated man's hand. That's it. That's the whole image. The man's face isn't even visible. He's turned away from the camera, and that was not an accident. He agreed to be photographed only on the condition that no one would ever be able to identify him. There are no gloves in the picture. That is the entire reason it exists. That is the entire reason it mattered. To understand how a handshake became one of the most important photographs of the decade, you have to understand exactly how terrified Britain was in the spring of 1987. By then, the panic had a look and a sound, and it was in every living room in the country. In 1986, the British government had launched a public health campaign about AIDS built around an image of a tombstone being chiseled, with the actor John Hurt narrating a warning that this was a danger threatening everyone. A leaflet went to every household in Britain. The slogan was 3 words: "Don't die of ignorance." The campaign was trying to save lives, and by most measures, it did change behavior. It also did something else. It taught an entire country to be afraid, and the fear did not stay neatly aimed at the virus. It landed on the people who had it. The consequences were not abstract. People diagnosed with HIV lost their jobs. Children were barred from schools. Families were shunned by neighbors. In some cases, graffiti was sprayed across their homes. And the ignorance was not confined to the public. It existed inside hospitals too. Stories of patients treated with a fear that had nothing to do with medicine, of staff who wouldn't touch them, of meals left outside doors. The widespread belief, held by a huge share of the population, was that you could catch this thing from a cup, a toilet seat, a handshake. None of that was true. It had been medically understood for years that HIV was not transmitted by casual contact. But knowing something and believing it are different, and Britain in 1987 did not believe it. On April the 9th, 1987, the Middlesex Hospital in London opened the United Kingdom's first purpose-built ward dedicated to HIV and AIDS patients. They invited the Princess of Wales to open it. She was 26 years old. Now, here is the part of the story that gets flattened in most retellings. This was not a spontaneous flash of compassion from a princess who happened to feel moved in the moment. It was planned, and, according to reporting the day after, it was planned by her. Diana asked for a photograph to be taken of her, shaking a patient's hand with no gloves on, specifically so that the image would exist. She understood exactly what she was carrying. The most photographed woman on Earth, in a country where a picture of her would run on every front page whether anyone liked it or not. She decided to aim that at something. The hospital was aligned with the plan. The point was to detonate a myth with a single frame. If the idea that the most famous woman in the world engineered a photograph to kill a lie is already changing how you see that image, hit that like button. It tells me these are exactly the stories worth pulling apart. Tell me in the comments whether you'd known this was deliberate. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Because the detail almost nobody mentions is the man on the other side of that handshake. He is the reason the photograph works, and he is the part of it that history very nearly lost. He was a patient on that ward. He agreed to appear in the picture, but only if it was shot from behind so that his face would never be seen and he could never be identified. Sit with what that means. In order to help destroy the stigma around this disease, he had to personally hide from it. He knew what being publicly named as an AIDS patient in 1987 would cost him: the job, the neighbors, the family, the graffiti. He agreed anyway, and he paid for it with his own anonymity. Diana got the world's attention. He got a photograph of the back of his own head. He is, arguably, the braver person in that frame. The picture ran everywhere, and it worked. Not instantly, and not completely, but it worked. The image did in one frame what pamphlets and press conferences had failed to do for years. It made the abstract medical fact, "You cannot catch this from touching someone," visible. If the Princess of Wales could take that man's bare hand, then the thing your neighbors whispered was not true. The following year, in 1988, the first World AIDS Day was declared. Diana did not stop there. She kept going back, to wards, to hospices, to patients, for the rest of her life, at a point when many public figures would not go near the subject at all. 4 years later, in April of 1991, she stood up at a conference on children and AIDS and said it in words, not just pictures. HIV does not make people dangerous to know. You can shake their hands and give them a hug. Heaven knows they need it. What's more, you can share their homes, their workplaces, and their playgrounds and toys. Read that again and notice what it actually is. It's not a sentiment. It's a list of instructions: hands, hugs, homes, workplaces, playgrounds, each one aimed at a specific lie people were telling themselves in 1991. She was doing, out loud, exactly what the photograph had done in silence. She died in 1997, 10 years after that handshake. The work outlived her. In 2016, her son Prince Harry took an HIV test live on camera, for the same reason his mother had removed her gloves, because the fastest way to prove a thing is safe is to be filmed doing it. The unnamed man in the chair, whose face the world never saw, who was, by the standards of 1987, taking a far larger risk than the princess was, remains almost entirely absent from the way this story gets told. 2 people made that photograph. Only one of them could afford to be recognized for it. If you want more stories like this one, real, forgotten, hidden in the details the official version leaves out, watch the video that's on your screen right now. Here on It Sounds Like Fiction. But it's history. There's always one more secret waiting.